push down the plunger. The needle leaves frame, thrusting down hard. Mia's head is jolted from the impact. The syringe plunger is pushed down, pumping the adrenaline out through the needle. Mia's eyes, they pop wide open, and she lets out a hellish cry of the banshee. She bolts up in a sitting position, needle stuck in her chest, screaming. Vincent, Lance, and Jody, who were in sitting positions in front of Mia, jumped back, scared to death. Mia's screams run out. She slowly starts taking breaths of air. The other three, now scooted halfway across the room, shaken to their bones, look to see if she's all right. Lance says, "If you're okay, say something." Mia, still breathing, not looking up at them, says in a relatively normal voice, "Something." Vincent and Lance collapse on their backs, exhausted, shaking from how close to death Mia came. Jody says, "Anybody want a beer?" We cut to the interior of Vincent's Malibu, moving at night. Vincent is behind the wheel driving Mia home. No one says anything. Both are still too shaken. We're at the exterior, at the front of Marcellus Wallace's house at night. The Malibu pulls up to the front. Mia gets out without saying a word, still in a daze, and begins walking down the walkway toward her front door. Mia, she turns around. Vincent's out of the car, standing on the walkway, a big distance between the two. Vincent says, "What are your thoughts on how to handle this?" "What's yours?" "Well, I'm of the opinion that Marcellus can live his whole life and never ever hear of this incident." Mia smiles. "Don't worry about it. If Marcellus ever heard of this, I'd be in as much trouble as you." "I seriously doubt that." "If you can keep a secret, so can I." "Let's shake on it." The two walk toward each other, holding out their hands to shake and shake they do. Mum's the word. Me lets go of Vincent's hand and silently makes the see no evil, hear no evil, and speak no evil sign with her hands. Vincent smiles. He says, "If you'll excuse me, I gotta go home and have a heart attack." Mia giggles. Vincent turns around. He turns to leave. "You still want to hear my Fox Force 5 joke?" "Sure, but I think I'm still a little too petrified to laugh." You won't laugh because it's not funny. But if you still want to hear it, I'll tell it. I can't wait. 3 tomatoes are walking down the street. A papa tomato, a mama tomato, and a little baby tomato. The baby tomato is lagging behind the papa and mama tomato. The papa tomato gets mad, goes over to the mama tomato and stamps on him. Says, "Ketchup." They both smile, but neither laugh. "See you around, Vince." Mia turns and walks inside her house. Close up of Vincent. After Mia walks inside, Vincent continues to look at where she was. He brings his hands to his lips and blows her a kiss. Then exits frame, leaving it empty. We hear his Malibu start up and drive away. Fades black. Fade up. On the cartoon Speed Racer, Speed is given a detailed description of all the features on his race car, the Mach 5, which he does at the beginning of every episode. Off screen, we hear a woman's voice. Butch! Dissolved to Butch's point of view. We're in the living room of a modest 2-bedroom house in Alhambra, California, in the year 1972. Butch's mother, 35-ish, stands in the doorway leading into the living room. Next to her is a man dressed in the uniform of an American Air Force officer. The camera is the perspective of a 5-year-old boy. Butch, stop watching TV a second. We got a special visitor. Now, don't you remember when I told you your daddy died in a POW camp? Well, this here is Captain Coons. He was in the POW camp with Daddy. Chika. Oh yeah, kin, act of kindness. Captain Coons steps inside the room toward the little boy and bends down on one knee to bring him even with the boy's eyeline. When Coons speaks, he speaks with a slight Texas accent. Hello, little man. Boy, I sure heard a bunch about you. See, I was a good friend of your daddy's. We were in that Hanoi pit of hell over 5 years together. Hopefully, you'll never have to experience this yourself, but when two men are in a situation like me and your daddy were, for as long as we were, you taking on certain responsibilities on the other. If it had been me who had not made it, Major Coolidge would be talking right now to my son Jim. But the way it worked out is I'm talking to you, Butch. I got something for you. The captain pulls a gold wristwatch out of his pocket. This watch I got here was first purchased by your great-granddaddy. It was bought during the First World War in a little general store in Knoxville, Tennessee. It was bought by Private Doughboy Ernie Coolidge the day he set sail for Paris. It was your great-granddaddy's war watch, made by the first company to ever make wristwatches. You see, up until then, people just carried pocket watches. Your great-granddaddy wore that watch every day he was in the war. Then when he had done his duty, he went home to your great-grandmother, took the watch off his wrist, and put it in an old coffee can. And in that can it stayed till your grandfather, Dane Coolidge, was called upon by his country to go overseas and fight the Germans once again. This time they called it World War II. Your great-granddaddy gave it to your granddad for some good luck. Unfortunately, Dane's luck wasn't as good as his old man's. Your granddad was a Marine and he was killed with all the other Marines at the Battle of Wake Island. Your granddad was facing death and he knew it. None of those boys had any illusions about ever leaving that island alive. So 3 days before the Japanese took the island, your 22-year-old grandfather asked a gunner on an Air Force transport named Wanaki, a man he had never met before in his life, to deliver that to his infant son, who he had never seen in the flesh, his gold watch. 3 days later, your grandfather was dead, but Wanaki kept his word. After the war was over, he paid a visit to your grandmother, delivering to your infant father his dad's gold watch. This watch was on your daddy's wrist when he was shot down over Hanoi. He was captured and put in a Vietnamese prison camp. Now, he knew if the gooks ever saw the watch, it was be confiscated. The way your daddy looked at it, that watch was your birthright. And he'd be damned if slopeheads were going to put their greasy yellow hands on his boy's birthright. So he hid it in one of the places he knew he could hide something. His ass. 5 long years, he wore this watch up his ass. Then when he died of dysentery, he gave me the watch. I hid with uncomfortable hunk of metal up my ass for 2 years. Then, after 7 years, I was sent home to my family. And now, little man, I give the watch to you. Captain Coons hands the watch to Butch. A little hand comes in the frame to accept it. We cut to the interior locker room at night. Check. The House of Thrillers. Check, Chrissy. Check. The 27-year-old Butch Coolidge is dressed in boxing regalia, trunks, shoes, and gloves. He lies on the table catching a few Z's before his big fight. Almost as soon as we cut to him, he wakes up with a start, shaken by the bizarre memory. He wipes his sweaty face with his boxing glove. Chika. Oh yeah. His trainer Klondike, an old fire plug, opens the door a little, sticking his head in the room. Pandemonium seems to be breaking out behind Klondike in the hallway. It's time, Butch. I'm ready. Klondike steps inside, closing the door on the wild mob outside. He goes to the long yellow robe hanging on a hook. Butch hops off the table and without a word, Klondike helps him on with the robe, which says on the back, "Battling Butch Coolidge." The two men head for the door. Klondike opens the door for Butch. As Butch steps into the hallway, the crowd goes ape shit. Klondike closes the door behind him, leaving us in the quiet, empty locker room, fading to black. BB Truth. Creative renegades love this Pulp Fiction. Chrissy Chico. Chrissy Chico. Oh yeah. Heavy metal chef. Bottle caps. Bottle caps. Welcome. Bottle caps. Mike Rawson, welcome to the House of Thrillers. I'm Scully, the author that reads to you. Oh wow, your graphics are great. Probably gonna start doing some lives where I create these overlays for these streams. You guys can do them with me. How's that sound? Mike Rawson. Bottle caps. Ken Act of Kindness, you're highly welcome to the House of Thrillers. Pop man, pop man, pop man, pop man. Let's go, says Pop Man. Creative renegades, creative renegades. Doodah man, doodah man. Welcome to the house, Doodah Man. John Bula, John Bula. was expecting. John Bula. Skus. Darla Lama. Skus. Darla Lama. The field guy 316. Field guy 316. Creative Renegades. Let's rock and roll. Creative Renegades heavy metal show. We're looking at a title card, the gold watch. We hear over the black and white title, Sportscaster #1. Well, Dan, that had to be the bloodiest and hands down the most brutal fight this city has ever seen. The sound of chaos in the background. We fade into the exterior of an alley, raining at night. We see James Pruitt in the exterior of the alley, raining at night. A taxi is parked in the dark alley next to an auditorium. The sky's pissing down rain. We slowly dolly toward the parked car. The sound of the car radio can be heard coming from inside. Sportscaster #1. Off screen. Coolidge was out there faster than I've ever seen a victorious boxer vacate the ring. Do you think we knew Willis was dead? Sportscaster #2.
My guess would be yes, Richard. I could see from my position here, the frenzy in his eyes give way to the realization of what he was doing. I think any man would have left the ring that fast.
We dissolve to the interior of a taxi, parked and raining at night. Darla. Inside the taxi, behind the wheel, is a female cabbie named Esmeralda Villalobos. A young woman with Spanish looks sits parked, drinking a steaming hot of coffee out of a white styrofoam cup. The sportscaster continues their coverage. Sportscaster #1. You feel this ring death tragedy will have an effect on the world of boxing?
Oh, Dan, a tragedy like this can't help but shake the world of boxing to its very foundation. But it's of paramount importance that during the sad weeks ahead, the eyes of the WBA remain firmly fixed on the...
Esmeralda shuts off the radio. She takes a sip of coffee. Then hears a noise behind her in the alley. She sticks her head out of the door to see. It's the exterior of the boxing auditorium, raining at night. Wally Grove Cricket. A window about 3 stories high opens on the auditorium side of the alley. A gym bag is tossed out into a garbage dumpster below the window. Then, Butch Coolidge, still dressed in boxing trunks, shoes, gloves, and yellow robe, leaps to the dumpster below. Esmeralda's reaction takes in the strangeness of the sight. Gym bag in hand, Butch climbs out of the dumpster and runs to the taxi. Before he climbs in, he takes off his robe and throws it to the ground. The interior of the taxi. Butch, soaking wet, naked except for trunk, shoes, and gloves, hops in the back seat, slamming the door. Bubbles Butterfly, Bubbles Butterfly, welcome to the house. Esmeralda, staring straight ahead, talks to Butch through the rearview mirror.
Are you the man I was supposed to pick up?
If you're the cab I called, I'm the guy you're supposed to pick up.
Where to?
Out of here. The ignition key is twisted. The engine roars to life. The meter is flipped on. Esmeralda's bare foot stomps on the gas pedal. The cab whips out of the alley, fishtailing on the wet pavement in front of the auditorium at a rapid pace. The interior of Willis' locker room, the auditorium at night. Locker room door opens. English Dave fights his way through the pandemonium which is going on outside in the hall, shutting the door on the madness. Once inside, English Dave takes time to adjust his suit and tie. Mia is standing by the door. She sees Vincent with English Dave. Vincent says, "Mia, how you doing?" "Great. I never thanked you for the dinner." In the room, black boxer Floyd Ray Willis lies on a table, dead. His face looks like he went dunking for bees. His trainer is on his knee, head on Floyd's chest, crying over the body. The huge figure that is Marcellus Wallace stands at the table, hand on the trainer's shoulder, lending emotional support. We still do not see Marcellus clearly, only that he is big. Mia sits in a chair at the far end of the room. Marcellus looks up, sees English Dave, and walks over to him. Marcellus says, "What you got?" English Dave says he booked.
I'm prepared to scour the earth for this motherfucker. If Butch goes to Indochina, I want a homie hiding in a bowl of rice, ready to pop a cap in his ass.
I'll take care of it. The interior of the cab moving, raining at night. Butch gets off his boxing gloves. Esmeralda watches in the rearview mirror.
Hey, how do you open this window back here?
I have to do it.
She presses a button and the back window moves down. Butch tosses his boxing glove out the window, then starts untying the other one. Esmeralda can't keep quiet anymore.
Hey, mister.
What?
You were in that fight. The fight on the radio. You're the fighter.
As he tosses his other glove out the window, Butch says, "Whatever gave you that idea?"
Oh, come on, you're him. I know you're him. Tell me you're him.
Butch drying himself with a gym towel. "I'm him."
You killed the other boxing man.
"He's dead?"
The radio said he was dead.
He finished off wiping himself down. Butch to himself, "Sorry about that, Floyd." He tosses the towel out the window. Silence. As Butch digs in his bag for a t-shirt.
What does it feel like?
What does what feel like?
Killing a man. Beating another man to death with your bare hands.
Butch pulls out his t-shirt. "Are you some kind of weirdo?"
You're the first person I ever met who has killed somebody. So what was it like to kill a man?
Tell you what, you give me one of them cigarettes, I'll give you an answer. Esmeralda bounces in her seat with excitement. Esmeralda says, "Deal." Butch leans forward. Esmeralda, keeping her eyes on the road, passes a cigarette back to him. He takes it. Then, still not looking behind her, she brings up her hand, a lit match in it. Butch lights his smoke, then blows out the match. Takes a long drag. So, he looks at her license. Esmeralda Villalobos. Is that Mexican?
The name is Spanish, but I'm Colombian.
It's a very pretty name.
It means Esmeralda of the Wolves.
That's one hell of a name you got there, sister.
Thank you. And what is your name?
Butch.
Butch. What does it mean?
I'm an American. Our names don't mean shit. Anyway, moving right along, what does you want to know, Esmeralda?
I want to know what it feels like to kill a man.
I couldn't tell you. I didn't know he was dead till you told me he was dead. Now, I know he's dead. Do you want to know how I feel about it? Esmeralda nods her head yes. I don't feel the least bit bad. We're at the exterior of a phone booth, raining at night. We dolly around the phone booth as Butch talks inside. What's I tell you, as soon as the word got out that Fix was in, the odds would be out of control. Hey, if he was a better fighter, he'd be alive. If he never laced up his gloves in the first place, which he never should have done, he'd be alive. Enough about the poor, unfortunate Mr. Floyd. Let's talk about the rich and prosperous Mr. Butch. How many bookies you spread it around with? 8? How long to collect? So by tomorrow evening, you'll have it all? Good news, Scotty. Real good news. I understand a few stragglers aside. Me and Fabienne are going to leave us in the morning. It should take us a couple of days to get into Knoxville. Next time we see each other, it'll be on Tennessee time. Butch hangs up the phone. He looks at the cab, waiting to take him to wherever he wants to go. Fabienne, my love, our adventure begins. We cut to the exterior of a motel. It stopped raining at night. Esmeralda's taxi pulls into the motel parking lot. The rain has stopped, but the night is still soaked. Butch gets out, now fully dressed in t-shirt, jeans, and high school athletic jacket. He leans in the driver's side window. Esmeralda says, $45.60, handing her the money. Merci beaucoup, and here's a little something for the effort. Butch holds up a $100 bill. Esmeralda's eyes light up. She goes to take it. Butch holds it out of reach. Now, if anybody should ask you about what your fare was tonight, what are you going to tell them? The truth. 3 well-dressed, slightly toasted Mexicans. He gives her the bill. Bonsoir, Esmeralda.
Sleep well, Butch.
He tweaks her nose, she smiles, and he turns and walks away. She drives off. Heavy metal shelf. Bubbles butterfly, that's crazy. Wally Groove Cricket. Wally Groove Cricket, welcome to the house. Darla Llama. Darla Llama. Darla Llama. In heart and soul, I am Canadian, says Wally Groove Cricket. Pine cones are hot on the black market. A hungry squirrel, perhaps. Silos eats. Silos eats. Welcome to the house, buddy. Silos eats. Gus, 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 gus. Check. Check, 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 check. Check, 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 check. Check. Test, test, test. Check. Wally Groove Cricket. Bubbles butterfly. Bubbles butterfly. Bubbles butterfly. Ladies and gentlemen. Bubbles. Gus, 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 gus. Check, 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 check. Audio check, 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 check. The interior of a motel room 6 at night. Butch enters and turns on the light. Lying curled up on the bed, fully dressed, with her back to us is Butch's French girlfriend, Fabienne. Fabienne says,
Keep the light off.
Butch flicks the switch back, making the room dark again. Is that better, Sugar Pop?
We, hard day at the office.
Pretty hard. I got into a fight.
Poor baby. Can we make spoons?
Butch climbs into bed, spooning Fabienne from behind. When Butch and Fabienne speak to each other, they speak in baby talk.
I was looking at myself in the mirror.
Uh-huh.
I wish I had a pot.
You were looking in the mirror and you wish you had some pot.
A pot belly. Pot bellies are sexy.
Well, you should be happy because you don't. Because you do.
Shut up, fatso. I don't have a pot. I have a bit of a tummy. Like Madonna when she did Lucky Star. It's not the same thing.
I didn't realize there was a difference between a tummy and a pot belly. The difference is huge. You want me to have a pot? No, pot bellies make a man look either catfish or like a gorilla. But on a woman, a pot belly is very sexy. The rest of you is normal. Normal face, normal legs, normal hips, normal ass. But with a big, perfectly round pot belly, if I had one, I'd wear a t-shirt 2 sizes too small to accentuate it. You think guys would find that attractive? I don't give a damn what men find attractive. It's unfortunate what we find pleasing to the touch and pleasing to the eye is seldom the same. If I had a pot belly, I'd punch you in it. You'd punch me in the belly. Right in the belly. I'd smother you. I'd drop it right on your face until you couldn't breathe. You do that to me? Yes. Did you get everything, Sugar Pop? Yes, I did. Good job. Did everything go as planned? You didn't listen to the radio? I never listened to your fights. Were you the winner? I won all right. Are you still retiring? Sure am. What about the man you fought? Floyd retired too. Really? He won't be fighting no more? Not no more. So it all worked out in the finish. We ain't at the finish, baby. Fabienne rolls over and Butch gets on top of her. They kiss. Fabienne says, "We're in a lot of danger, aren't we?" Butch nods his head, yes. If they find us, they'll kill us, won't they? Butch nods his head, yes. But they won't find us, will they, baby? Butch nods his head, no. Do you still want me to go with you, Butch? Butch nods his head, yes. I don't want to be a burden or a nuisance. Butch's hand goes out of frame and starts massaging her crotch. Fabienne reacts. Say it. Fabienne, I want you to be with me. Forever and ever. Fabienne lies her head back. Butch continues to massage her crotch. Do you love me, baby? Butch, will you give me oral pleasure? Butch kisses her on the mouth. Will you kiss it? She nods her head, yes. But you first. Butch's head goes down out of frame to carry out the oral pleasure. Fabienne's face is all alone in the frame. Butch, my love, the adventure begins. As we fade to black and fade up to a motel room. Bubbles, butterfly, 4Ks, we love rain. Steam fills the bathroom. Butch turns the shower off and opens the door, popping his head out. He says, I think I cracked a rib. Giving me oral pleasure? No, from the fight. My name is Fabby. My name is Fabby.
Shut the fuck up. I hate that mongoloid voice.
Okay, I'm sorry. Sorry. I take it back. Can I have a towel, please, Miss Beautiful Tulip?
Oh, I like that. I like being called a tulip. Tulip is much better than mongoloid.
She finishes drying her hair and wraps the towel like a turban on her head. I didn't call you a mongoloid. I called you, well, I take it back. She hands him a towel.
Merci beaucoup. Butch.
Yes, lemon pie.
Where are we going to?
I'm not sure yet. Wherever you want. We're gonna get a lot of money from this. But it ain't gonna be so much. We can live like hogs in the fat house forever. I was thinking we could go somewhere in the South Pacific. The kind of money we'll have will carry us a long way down there.
So if we wanted, we could live in Bora Bora.
You betcha. And if after a while you don't dig Bora Bora, then we can move over to Tahiti or Mexico.
But I don't speak Spanish.
You don't speak Bora Bora neither. Besides, Mexican is easy. Donde está el zapateria?
What does that mean?
Where's the shoe store? Donde está el zapateria? Excellent pronunciation. You'll be my little mamacita in no time. Butch exits the bathroom. We stay on Fabienne as she brushes her teeth. Butch keeps on from the other room. ¿Qué hora es?
¿Qué hora es?
What time is it?
What time is it?
Time for bed. Sweet dreams, Jelly Bean. Fabienne brushes her teeth. We watch her for a moment or two, then she remembers something. Butch. She walks out of the bathroom to ask Butch a question, only to find him sound asleep in bed. She looks at him for a moment.
Forget it.
We fade to black. Mr. Bone. Mr. Bone. Mr. Bone. Mr. Bone, welcome. Bizdag Travel. Bizdag Travel. Welcome to the house of thrillers. You're highly welcome, my friend. Check. We fade up. Into a motel room. Same shot as before. The next morning. Fabienne brushes her teeth half in and half out of the bathroom so she can watch TV at the same time. She still wears the terry cloth robe from the night before. On TV, William Smith and a bunch of Hell's Angels are taking on the entire Vietnamese army in the film The Losers. Butch wakes from his sleep as if a scary monster was chasing him. He startles Fabienne.
Mary, you startled me. Did you have a bad dream?
Butch squints down the front of the bed at her, trying to focus. He's still trying to chase the cobwebs away. Sees on Hell's Angels chair-assing through a Vietnamese prison camp. What are you watching?
A motorcycle movie. I'm not sure the name.
Are you watching it? Fabienne enters the room.
She says, and wait, why? Would you like for me to switch it off, honey boo?
Would you please? She reaches over and turns off the TV. My man Scully says Sean S. Beats. Sean S. Beats, welcome. Heavy metal show. Bubbles, butterfly. Bubbles, butterflies. Scuss, 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 scuss. Check, 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 check. Bubbles. Bubbles, butterfly. Bubbles reaches over and turns off the TV. Butch says, it's a little too early in the morning for explosions and war.
What was it about?
How should I know? You were the one watching it. Fabienne laughs.
No, imbecile. What was your dream about?
I don't remember. It's really rare I remember a dream.
You just woke up from it.
Fabienne, I'm not lying to you. I don't remember.
Well, let's look at the grumpy man in the morning. I didn't say you were lying. It's just odd you don't remember your dreams. I always remember mine. Did you know you talk in your sleep?
I don't talk in my sleep. Do I talk in my sleep?
You did last night.
What did I say?
I don't know. I couldn't understand you.
She kisses Butch.
Why don't you get up and we'll get some breakfast at that breakfast place with pancakes?
One more kiss and I'll get up. Fabienne gives Butch a sweet long kiss.
Satisfied?
Yep.
Then get up, lazy bones.
Butch climbs out of bed and starts pulling clothes out of the suitcase that Fabienne brought. What time is it?
Almost 9 in the morning. What time does our train arrive?
11.
I'm going to order a big plate of blueberry pancakes with maple syrup, eggs over easy, and 5 sausages.
Anything to drink with that?
Butch is finished dressing.
Fabienne says, referring to his clothes.
Oh yes, that looks nice. To drink a tall glass of orange juice and a black cup of coffee. After that, I'm going to have a slice of pie.
As he goes through the suitcase, Butch says, pie for breakfast.
Any time of day is a good time for pie. blueberry pie to go with the pancakes, and on top of that, a slice of melted cheese. Where's my watch? It's there. No, it's not. It's not here. Have you looked? By now, Butch is frantically rummaging through the suitcase. Yes, I fucking looked. He's now throwing clothes. What the fuck do you think I'm doing? Are you sure you got it? Fabienne can hardly speak. She's never seen Butch this way. Yes, beside the table drawer. On the little kangaroo? Yes, it was on your little kangaroo. Well, it's not here. Well, it should be. Oh, it most definitely should be here, but it's not. So where is it? Fabienne is crying and scared. Butch lowers his voice, which only serves to make him more menacing. Fabienne, that was my father's fucking watch. You know what my father went through to get me that watch? I don't want to get into it right now, but he went through a lot. Now all this other shit, you could have set on fire. But I specifically reminded you not to forget my father's watch. Now think, did you get it? I believe so. You believe so. You either did or you didn't. Now which one is it? Then I did. Are you sure? No. Butch freaks out. He punches the air. Fabienne screams and backs into a corner. Butch picks up the motel TV and throws it against the wall. Fabienne screams in horror. Butch looks at her, suddenly calm. No, it's not your fault. He approaches her. You left it at the apartment. He bends down in front of the woman who has sunk to the floor. If you did leave it at the apartment, it's not your fault. I had to bring you a bunch of stuff. I reminded you about it, but I didn't illustrate how personal the watch was to me. If all I gave a fuck was about my watch, I should have told you. You ain't a mind reader. He kisses her hand, then rises. Fabienne is still sniffling. Butch goes to the closet. I'm sorry, Butch. Butch puts on his high school jacket. Don't be. It just means I won't be able to eat breakfast with you. Why does it mean that? Because I'm going back to my apartment to get my watch. Won't the gangsters be looking for you there? That's what I'm going to find out. If they are, and I don't think I can handle it, I'll split. I was so dreadful. I saw your watch. I thought I brought it. I'm so sorry. Butch brings her close and puts his hand on her face. Don't feel bad, Sugar Pop. Nothing you could ever do would make me permanently angry at you. I love you, remember? He digs some money out of his wallet. Now here's some money. Order those pancakes and have a great breakfast. Don't go. I'll be back before you can say blackberry pie. Blueberry pie. Well, maybe not that fast.
but fast, okay? Okay? Okay. He kisses her once more and heads for the door. Bye-bye, Sugar Pop. Bye. I'm gonna take your Honda. Okay. And with that, he's out the door. Fabienne sits on the bed and looks at the money he gave her. Test. Test. Test it. Check it, audio. Check it. Check. Check bubbles. Check. Butch is beating the steering wheel in the dash with his fist as he drives down the street. BC Treasure Trails and Mr. Bone. Of all the fucking things she could have forgotten, she forgets my father's watch. I specifically reminded her not to forget it. Bedside table on the kangaroo, I said the words. Don't forget my father's watch. The little Honda races towards its destination as fast as the little engine will take it. A parking meter red flag rises up, then out, leaving the arrow pointing at 1 hour. Butch isn't completely reckless. He has parked his car a couple of blocks from his apartment to check things out before he goes bopping through the front door. He walks down the alley until he gets to another street. Then he discreetly glances out. Everything seems normal. More or less the right number of cars in the street. None of the parked cars appear out of place. None of them have a couple of goons sitting inside. Basically, it looks like normal morning activity in front of Butch's house. Butch peers around the wall, taking in the vital information. He walks out of the alley and is ready for anything. He crosses the street and enters his apartment courtyard. Across the street from Butch's building on the corner is a combination donut shop and Japanese restaurant. A big sign sticks up in the air with the name Teriyaki Donut and a graphic of a donut sticking out of a bowl of rice. Butch is in the courtyard of his North Hollywood apartment building. Once again, everything appears normal. The laundry room, the pool, his apartment door, nothing appears disturbed. Butch climbs the stairs leading to his apartment number 12. He steps outside the door and listens inside. Nothing. He slowly inserts the key into the door, quietly opening it. His apartment hasn't been touched. He cautiously steps inside, shuts the door and takes a quick look around. Obviously, no one is there. He walks into his modest kitchen and opens the refrigerator. He takes out a carton of milk and drinks from it. Carton in hand, Butch surveys the apartment. Then he goes to the bedroom. His bedroom is like the rest of the apartment, neat, clean, and anonymous. The only things personal in his room are a few boxing trophies, an Olympic silver medal, a framed issue of Ring magazine with Butch on the cover, and a poster of Jerry Quarry and one of George Cavallo. Sure enough, there's the watch, just like he said it was, on the bedside table, hanging on his little kangaroo statue. He walks through the apartment and back into the kitchen. He opens a cupboard and takes out a box of Pop-Tarts. Putting down the milk, he opens the box, takes out 2 Pop-Tarts and puts them in the toaster. Butch glances to his right. His eyes fall on something. What he sees is a small, compact Czech M61 submachine gun with a huge silencer on it, lying on his kitchen counter. Holy shit. He picks up the intimidating piece of weaponry and examines it. Then a toilet flushes. Butch looks up to the bathroom door, which is parallel to the kitchen. There is someone behind it, like a rabbit caught in a radish patch. Butch freezes, not knowing what to do. The bathroom door opens and Vincent Vega steps out of the bathroom, tightening his belt. In his hand is the book, Modesty Blazed by Peter O'Donnell. Vincent and Butch lock eyes. Vincent freezes. Butch doesn't move, except to point the M61 in Vincent's direction. Neither man opens his mouth. Then, the toaster loudly kicks up the Pop-Tarts. That's all the situation needed. Butch's finger hits the trigger. Muffled fire shots out of the end of the gun. Vincent, he's seemingly racked with 20 bullets simultaneously, lifting him off his feet, propelling him through the air and crashing through the glass shower door at the end of the bathroom. By the time Butch removes his fingers from the trigger, Vincent is annihilated. Butch stands frozen, amazed at what just happened. His look goes from the grease spot in the bathroom that was once Vincent down to the powerful piece of artillery in his grip. With the respect it deserves, Butch carefully places the M61 back on the kitchen counter. He leaves the apartment quick. Butch, not running but walking very rapidly, crosses the courtyard, crosses the street, goes through the alley, and into his car in one Steadicam shot. He cranks the car in gear and drives away. The big wide smile of a survivor breaks across his face. The Honda turns down the alley and slowly cruises by his apartment building. Butch looks out the window at his former home. That's how you gonna beat 'em, Butch. They keep underestimating you. This makes the boxer laugh out loud. As he laughs, he flips a tape in the cassette player. When the music starts, he sings along with it. He drives by the apartment, but it is stopped at the light on the corner across from Teriyaki Donut. Butch is still chuckling, singing along with the song as we see, through the windshield, the big man himself, Marcellus Wallace, exit Teriyaki Donut, carrying a box of a dozen donuts and 2 large styrofoam cups of coffee. He steps off the curb, crossing the street in front of Butch's car. This is the first time we see Marcellus clearly. The laughing boy stops when he sees the big man directly in front of him. When Marcellus is in front of Butch's car, he casually glances to his left, sees Butch, continues walking, and stops. Double take. Am I really seeing what I'm seeing? Butch doesn't wait for the big man to answer his own question. He stomps on the gas pedal. The little Honda slams into Marcellus, sending him, the donuts, and the coffee hitting the pavement at 30 miles an hour. Butch cuts into cross traffic and is broadsided by a gold Camaro Z28, breaking all the windows in the Honda and sending it up on the sidewalk. Butch sits dazed and confused in the crumpled mess of what at one time was Fabienne's Honda. Blood flows from his nostrils. The still functional tape player continues to play. A pedestrian pokes his head inside. Jesus, are you okay? Butch looks at him, spaced out. I guess. Marcellus Wallace lies sprawled out in the street. Gawkers gather around the body. Gawker number 1 to the others. He's dead. He's dead. This jerk's yelling makes Marcellus come to. 2 pedestrians help the shaken Butch out of the wreckage. The woozy Marcellus gets to his feet. Gawker number 2. If you need a witness in court, I'll be glad to help. He was a drunken maniac. He hit you and crashed into that car. Marcellus, still incoherent. "Oh." Gawker 2 pointing at Butch. "Him." Marcellus follows the Gawker's finger and sees Butch Coolidge down the street, looking a shambles.
"Well, I'll be damned."
The big man takes out a .45 automatic and the Gawkers back away. Marcellus starts moving toward Butch. Butch sees the fierce figure making a wobbly beeline toward him. He says, "Sacre bleu." Marcellus brings up his weapon and fires, but he's so hurt, shaky and dazed that his arm goes wild. Angela Critters. Welcome. Angela Critters. Mr. Bone. The NDT Show. BC Treasure Trails. Soothing Sound Girl. Soothing Sound Girl. Soothing Sound Girl. Bubbles Butterfly. Bubbles Butterfly. Check it. Check it, Bubbles. Check it. Trailing Truth. Trailing Truth. Trailing Truth. Trailing Truth. The NDT Show. Chica. Give it to me, Chica. Soothing howdy, says Mr. Bone. Phil got 316. Phil got 316. Bubbles Butterfly. There she is. Check it, Bubbles. He hits a looky-loo woman in the hip. She falls to the ground screaming. Looky-loo woman.
"Oh my God, I've been shot."
That's all Butch needs to see. He's out of there. Marcellus runs after him. The crowd looks agape. Butch is in a mad, limping run. The big man's hot on his ass with a cockeyed, wobbly run. Butch cuts across the traffic and dashes into a building with a sign that reads, Mason Dixie Pawn Shop. We enter the Mason Dixie Pawn Shop in the day. Maynard, a hillbilly-looking boy, stands behind the counter of his pawn shop when all of a sudden, chaos in the form of Butch races into his world. Maynard says, "Can I help you with something?" Butch says, "Shut up." Butch quickly takes measure of the situation, then stands next to the door.
"Now you just wait one goddamn minute."
Before Maynard can finish his threat, Marcellus charges in. He doesn't get past the doorway because Butch lands his fist in Marcellus's face. The gangster's feet go out from under him and the big man falls flat on his back. Outside, 2 police cars with their sirens blaring race by. Butch pounces on the fallen body. punching him twice more in the face. Butch takes the gun out of Marcellus's hand and grabs a hold of his middle finger. Butch says, "So you like chasing people, huh?" He breaks the finger. Marcellus lets out a pain sound. Butch then places the barrel of the .45 between his eyes, pulls back the hammer, and places his open hand behind the gun to shield the splatter. "Well, guess what, big man? You caught me." Maynard Oscar, "Hold it right there, god damn it!" Butch and Marcellus look at Maynard, who's brandishing a pump-action shotgun, aimed at the two men. "Look, mister, this ain't any of your business," Butch says. Maynard replies, "I'm making it my business. Now toss that gun." Butch does. "Now you on top. Stand up and come to the counter." Butch slowly gets up and moves to the counter. As soon as he gets there, Maynard hauls off, hitting him hard in the face with the butt of the shotgun, knocking Butch down and out. After Butch goes down, Maynard calmly lays the shotgun on the counter and moves to the telephone. Marcellus Wallace, from his position on the floor, groggily watches the pawn shop owner dial a number. Maynard waits on the line while the other end rings. Then it picks up. Maynard says, "Zed, it's Maynard. The spider just caught a couple of flies." Marcellus passes out. As we fade to black, we fade up into the interior of the pawn shop back room in the day. It's a two-shot of Butch and Marcellus. They are tied up in two separate chairs. In their mouths are two S&M style ball gags. A belt goes around their heads and a little red ball sticks in their mouths. Both men are unconscious. Maynard steps in with a fire extinguisher and sprays both guys until they're wide awake and wet as otters. The two prisoners look up at their captors. Maynard stands in front of them, fire extinguisher in one hand, shotgun in the other, and Marcellus's .45 sticking in his belt. Maynard says, "Nobody kills anybody in my place of business except me or Zed." A buzzer buzzes. Maynard says, "That's Zed." Without saying another word, Maynard climbs up the stairs that lead to red curtains and goes through them. We hear, on the other side of the curtains, Maynard let Zed inside the store. Butch and Marcellus look around the room. The basement of the pawn shop has been converted into a dungeon. After taking in their little predicament, Butch and Marcellus look at each other, all traces of hostility gone, replaced by a terror they both share what they've gotten themselves into. Maynard and Zed come through the curtains. Zed is an even more intense version of Maynard, if such a thing is possible. The two hillbillies are obviously brothers. Where Maynard is a vicious pit bull, Zed is a deadly cobra. Zed walks in and stands in front of the two captives. He inspects them for a long time, then says to Maynard, "You said you waited for me." "I did." "Then how come they're all beat up?" "They did that to each other."
They was fighting when they came in. This one was gonna shoot that one. You were gonna shoot him? Butch makes no reply. Hey, is Grace gonna be okay in front of this place? Yeah, it ain't Tuesday, is it? Nah, it's Thursday. Then she'll be fine. Bring out the Gimp. I think the Gimp's sleeping. Well, I guess you'll just have to wake him up then, won't you? Maynard opens a trap door in the floor. He yells down into the hole, "Wake up!" Maynard reaches into the hole and comes back holding on to a leash. He gives it a rough yank, and from below the floor rises the Gimp. The Gimp is a man they keep dressed from head to toe in black leather bondage gear. There are zippers, buckles, and studs here and there on the body. On his head is a black leather mask with 2 eye holes and a zipper closed for a mouth. They keep him in a hole in the floor big enough for a large dog. Zed takes the chair, sits in front of the 2 prisoners, and lowers into it. Maynard hands the Gimp's leash to Zed, then back away. Maynard says to the Gimp, "Down!" The Gimp gets down on his knees. Maynard hangs back while Zed appraises the 2 men. Maynard says, "Who's first?" Zed replies, "I ain't for sure yet." Then with his little finger, Zed does a silent eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Just his mouth mouthing the words and his finger going back and forth between the 2. Butch and Marcellus are terrified. Maynard looks back and forth at the victims. The Gimp's eyes go from one to the other inside the mask. Zed continues his silent sing-song with his finger moving left to right. Then it stops. We go to a 2-shot of Butch and Marcellus, and after a beat, the camera moves to the right, zeroing in on Marcellus. Zed stands up. "Want to do it here?" "No, drag Big Boy down to Russell's old room." Zed grabs Marcellus's chair and drags him into Russell's old room. Russell, no doubt, was some other poor old bastard that has the misfortune of stumbling into the Mason-Dixie pawn shop. Whatever happened to Russell is known only to Maynard and Zed because his old room, a back room in the back of the back room, is empty. As Marcellus is dragged away, he locks eyes with Butch before he disappears behind the door of Russell's old room. Maynard says to the Gimp, "Get up!" The Gimp rises. Maynard ties the Gimp's leash to a hook on the ceiling. Maynard says, "Keep an eye on this one." The Gimp bows its head. Yes. Maynard disappears into Russell's old room. There must be a stereo in there because suddenly the Judds singing in harmony fills the air.
Butch looks at the Gimp. The Gimp giggles from underneath the mask as if this were the funniest moment in the history of comedy. From behind the door, we hear country music struggling in Maynard off screen. Boy, this boy's got a bit of a fight in him. We hear Maynard and Zed beat on Marcellus. We hear Zed off screen. You want to fight? You want to fight? Good. I like to fight. Butch pauses, listens to the voices. Then, in a panic, hurriedly struggles to get free. The Gimp is laughing wildly. But the ropes are on too tight and Butch can't break free. The Gimp slaps his knee laughing. In the background we hear, "That's it, boy. You gonna find. Oh, just like that. That's good. Stay still, boy. Stay still, goddamn you. Said, goddamn it, get over here and hold him." Butch stops struggling and lifts up on his arms. Then, quite easily, the padded chair back slides up and off as if it were never connected by a bolt. The Gimp sees this and his eyes go wild. The Gimp flails wildly, trying to get the leash off the hook. He tries to yell, but all that comes out are excited gurgles and grunts. Butch is out of his chair, quickly dispensing 3 boxer's punches to its face. The punches knock the Gimp out, making him fall to his knees. This hanging himself by the leash attached to the hook. Butch removes the ball gag, then silently makes his way through the red curtains. We are now in the interior of the pawn shop. Day. Butch sneaks to the door. On the counter is a big set of keys with a large Z connected to the ring. Grabbing them, he's about to go out when he stops and listens to the hillbilly psychopaths having their way with Marcellus. Butch decides for the life of him, he can't leave anybody in a situation like that. He began rooting around the pawn shop for a weapon to bash those hillbillies' heads in with. He picks up a big destructive looking hammer, then discards it. Not destructive enough. He picks up a chainsaw, thinks about it for a moment, and then puts it back. Next, a large Louisville slugger he tries on for size, but then he spots what he's looking for. A samurai sword. It hangs in its hand-carved wood sheath from a nail on the wall. Next to a neon Dad's old-fashioned root beer sign. Butch takes the sword off the wall, removing it from its sheath.
It's a magnificent piece of steel. It seems to glisten in the low wattage light of the pawn shop. Butch touches his thumb to the blade to see if the sword is just for show. Not on your life. It's as sharp as it gets. This weapon seems made to order for the brothers Grimm downstairs. Holding the sword pointed downward, Takakura Ken style, he disappears through the red curtains to take care of business. Check, 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 check. Dodgy, what's up, buddy? Dodgy's in the house. Heavy metal chef. Hanging tight, the heavy metal chef. Here he is, John Bula. John Bula, welcome, buddy. Treeland Truth. Everything's spicy. Everything's spicy. Check it, Bubbles. Check, 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 check. Scuss, 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 scuss. Check. Check, 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 check. How's everybody doing tonight? Dodgy, our friend from down under. Bubbles, butterfly. Bubbles, butterfly. Bubbles, butterfly. Butch quietly sneaks down the stairs leading to the dungeon. Sodomy and the Judds can still be heard going string behind the closed door that leads to Russell's old room. We go into the interior of Russell's old room. Mr. Bone, we enter the room. Butch's hand comes into frame, pushing the door open. It swings open silently, revealing the rapists who have switched positions. Zed has now bent over Marcellus, who has bent over a wooden horse. Maynard watches. Both have their backs to Butch. Maynard faces the camera, grinning, while Butch comes up behind him with the sword. Miserable, violated, and looking like a rag doll, Marcellus, red ball gag still in mouth, opens his watery eyes to see Butch coming up behind Maynard. His eyes widen. Butch says, "Hey, hillbilly." Maynard turns and sees Butch holding the sword. Butch screams. With one mighty swing, slashes Maynard across the front. Moving past him, eyes and blade now locked on Zed. Maynard stands trembling, his front sliced open in shock. Butch, while never taking his off, Zed thrusts the sword behind him, skewering Maynard, then extracts it, pointing the blade towards Zed. Maynard collapses. Zed disengages from Marcellus in a hurry, and his eyes go from the tip of Butch's sword to Marcellus' .45 automatic, which lies within reach. Butch's eyes follow Zed's. "You want that gun, Zed? Pick it up."
Zed hands inches toward the weapon. Butch grips the sword tighter. Zed studies Butch. Butch looks hard at Zed. Then a voice says,
Step aside, Butch.
Butch steps aside, revealing Marcellus standing behind him, holding Maynard's pump-action shotgun. Kaboom! It's John Bula. Welcome. I ain't through with you, Bob. Butch steps aside, revealing Marcellus. Zed has now bent over Marcellus, who has bent over a wooden horse. Maynard watches. Both have their backs to Butch. Maynard faces the camera, grinning, while Butch comes up behind him with the sword. Miserable, violated, and looking like a rag doll, Marcellus, red ball gag still in mouth, opens his watery eyes to see Butch coming up behind Maynard. His eyes widen. Butch says, "Hey, hillbilly." Maynard turns and sees Butch holding the sword. Butch screams. With one mighty swing, slashes Maynard across the front. Moving past him, eyes and blade now locked on Zed. Maynard stands trembling, his front sliced open in shock. Butch, while never taking his off, Zed thrust the sword behind him, skewering Maynard, then extracts it, pointing the blade towards Zed. Maynard collapses. Zed disengages from Marcellus in a hurry, and his eyes go from the tip of Butch's sword to Marcellus' .45 automatic, which lies within reach. Butch's eyes follow Zed's. "You want that gun, Zed? Pick it up." Zed hands inches toward the weapon. Butch grips the sword tighter. Zed studies Butch. Butch looks hard at Zed. Then a voice says,
Step aside, Butch.
Butch steps aside, revealing Marcellus standing behind him, holding Maynard's pump-action shotgun. Kaboom! Zed is blasted in the groin. Down he goes, screaming in agony. Marcellus, looking down at his whimpering rapist, ejects the used shotgun shell. Butch lowers the sword and hangs back, not a word until... "You okay?"
Nah, man. I'm pretty far from fucking okay.
"What now?"
What now? Well, let me tell you what now. I'm gonna call a couple of pike-hitting niggas who'll go to work on Holmes Hill with a pair of pliers and a blowtorch. Hear me talking, hillbilly boy? I ain't through with you by bam sight. I'm gonna get medieval on your ass.
"I meant, what now between me and you?"
Oh, that what now? Well, let me tell you what now between me and you. There's no me and you. Not no more.
"So we're cool?"
Yeah, man, we're cool. One thing I ask. Two things I'm gonna ask. Don't tell nobody about this. This shit's between me and you, and this soon be living the rest of his short ass in the agonizing pain. Mr. Rapist here. It ain't nobody else's business. Two, leave tonight. Tonight. Right now. And when you gone, stay gone. You lost your Los Angeles privileges. Deal?
Deal. The two men shake hands, then hug one another.
Go on now. Get your ass out of here.
Butch leaves Russell's old room through the red curtains. Marcellus walks over to the phone, dialing a number.
Hello, Mr. Wolf. It's Marcellus. Got a bit of a situation.
We're outside the Mason-Dixie pawn shop during the day. Butch, still shaking in his boots, exits the pawn shop. He looks ahead and sees, parked in front of the establishment, Zed's big chrome chopper with a teardrop gas tank that has the name Grace on it. He climbs on board, takes out the keys with the big Z on them, and starts up the huge hog. It rumbles to life, making sounds like a rocket fighting for orbit. Butch twists the accelerator handle and speeds off. We cut back and forth between to the interior of Butch and Fabienne's hotel room during the day. Fabienne stands in front of a mirror wearing a Frankie Says relaxed t-shirt, singing along with music coming from a boombox. Butch drives down the street, humping a hot dog named Grace. He checks his father's watch. 10:30. 10:30. Check, 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 check. The song in the motel room plays over this. We're now at the exterior of a motel room during the day. Butch rides up on Grace. We hop off and runs inside the motel room while we stay outside with the bike. Fabienne off screen says, Butch, I was so worried. Honey, grab your radio in your purse and let's go. But what about all our bags? Fuck the bags. We'll miss our train if we don't split now. Is everything well? Are we in danger? We're cool. In fact, we're super cool. But we gots to go. I'll wait for you outside. Butch runs out and hops back on the bike. Fabienne exits the motel room with a boombox and a large purse. did you get this motorcycle? It's a chopper, baby. Hop on. Chika. Fabienne slowly approaches the two-wheeled demon. What happened to my Honda? You're hurt. Sorry, baby, I crashed the Honda. I might have broke my nose, no biggie. Hop on. She doesn't move. Butch looks at her. Honey, we gotta hit the fucking road. Fabienne starts to cry. Butch realizes this is not the way to get her on the bike. He turns off the engine and reaches out, taking her hand. I'm sorry, baby love. You were gone so long. I started to think dreadful thoughts. I'm sorry I worried you, sweetie. Everything's fine. Hey, how was breakfast? It was good. Did you get the blueberry pancakes? No, they didn't have blueberry. I had to get buttermilk. Are you sure you're okay? Baby love, from the moment I left you, this has been without a doubt the single weirdest day of my entire life. Climb on and I'll tell you about it. Fabienne does climb on. Butch starts her up. Butch, whose motorcycle is this? It's a chopper. Whose chopper is this? Zed's. Who's Zed? Zed's dead, baby. Zed's dead. And with that, the two lovebirds peel away on Grace as the song on the boombox rises. We fade to black. Puko's porch. I made it to the live Puko's porch. Puko's. Welcome to the house. Chrissy Chico. Chrissy Chico. Check. Bubbles Butterfly. Welcome to the house of thrillers, my dear. Check. Phil Guy. The Swedes. Welcome, the Swedes, ladies and gentlemen. Simplistic motivation. Welcome, my dear. Linda, you can't sneak in here like that. Linda. Sneaking in the back door. As we fade from black to a title card. Jules, Vincent, Jimmy, and the Wolf. The title disappears. Over black, we can hear in the distance men talking. We hear Jules off screen. You ever read the Bible, Brett? Yes. There's a passage I got memorized. Seems appropriate for this situation. Ezekiel 25:17. The path of the righteous man is beset on all sides by the iniquities of the selfish and the tyranny of evil men. Fade up. We enter the interior of a bathroom in the day. We're in the bathroom of the Hollywood apartment we were in earlier. In fact, we're there at exactly the same time. Except for this time, we're in the bathroom with the fourth man. The fourth man is pacing around the small room, listening hard to what's being said on the other side of the door, tightly clutching his huge silver 357 Magnum. Blessed is he who, in the name of charity and goodwill, shepherded the weak through the valley of darkness. And I will strike down upon thee with great vengeance and furious anger those who attempt to poison and destroy my brothers. And you will know I am the Lord when I lay my vengeance upon you. Bang, bang, boom, pow, bam, 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 bam. The fourth man freaks out. He throws himself against the back wall, gun outstretched in front of him, a look of yellow fear on his face. He's ready to blow in half any fool enough to stick their head through that door. Then he listens to them talk. Vincent off screen. Friend of yours? Jules off screen. Yeah, Marvin, Vincent, Marvin. Waiting for them isn't the smartest move. Bursting out the door and blowing them all away while they're fucking around is the way to go. The bathroom door bursts open and the fourth man charges out, silver magnum raised, firing 6 booming shots from his hand cannon.
we see a two-shot of Jules and Vincent standing next to each other, confused, unharmed. Amazing as it seems, none of the fourth man's shots appear to have hit anybody. Jules and Vincent exchange looks like, are we hit? They're as confused as the shooter. After looking at each other, they bring their looks up to the fourth man. The fourth man says, I don't understand. The fourth man is taken out of the scenario by the two men's bullets who, unlike his, hit their marks. He drops dead. The two men lower their guns. Jules, obviously shaken, sits down in a chair. Vincent, after a moment of respect, shrugs it off. Then he heads toward Marvin in the corner. He says to Marvin, why the fuck didn't you tell us about that guy in the bathroom? Slip your mind? Forget he was in there with a goddamn hand cannon. Jules to himself, we should be dead right now. Fucking dead. Did you see that gun he fired at us? It was bigger than him. 357. We should be fucking dead. Yeah, we were lucky. Jules rises, moving toward Vincent. Jules says, that shit wasn't luck. That shit was something else. Vincent prepares to leave. He says, yeah, maybe. That was divine intervention. You know what divine intervention is. Yeah, I think so. That means God came down from heaven and stopped the bullets. Yeah, man, that's what it means. That's exactly what it means. God came down from heaven and stopped the bullets. I think we should be going now. Don't do that. Don't you fucking do that. Don't blow this shit off. What just happened was a fucking miracle. Chill the fuck out, Jules. This shit happens. Wrong. This shit doesn't just happen. Do you want to continue this theological discussion in the car or at the jailhouse with the cops? We should be fucking dead now, my friend. We just witnessed a miracle, and I want you to fucking acknowledge it. Okay, man, it was a miracle. Can we leave now? The exterior Hollywood apartment building in the morning. The Chevy Nova propels itself into traffic. Jules is behind the wheel. Vincent is in the passenger seat and Marvin is in the back. Ever seen that show Cops? I was watching it once and this cop was on it who was talking about this time he got into this gunfight with a guy in a hallway. He unloads on this guy and he doesn't hit anything. And these guys were in a hallway. It's a freak, but it happens. If you want to play blind man, then go walk with a shepherd. But me, my eyes are wide fucking open. What the fuck does that mean? That's it for me. From here on in, you can consider my ass retired. Vincent said, Jesus Christ. Don't blaspheme. You're fucking freaking out, said Vincent. I'm telling Marcellus today I'm through. While you're at it, be sure to tell him I'm why. Don't worry, I will.
I'll bet you $10,000 he laughs his ass off. I don't give a damn if he does. Vincent turns to the back seat with the .45 casually in his grip. Marvin, what do you make of all this?
I don't have an opinion.
Come on, Marvin. Do you think God came down from heaven and stopped the bullets? Vincent .45 goes bang. Marvin is hit in the upper chest, below the throat. He gurgles blood and shakes. What the fuck's happening? I just accidentally shot Marvin in the throat. What the fuck did you do that? I didn't mean to do it. I said it was an accident. I've seen a lot of crazy ass shit in my time. Chill out, man. It was like an accident. Okay, you hit a bump or something and the gun went off. That car didn't hit no motherfucking bump. Look, I didn't mean to shoot this son of a bitch. The gun just went off. Don't ask me how. Look at this mess. We're driving around the city street in broad daylight. I know. I was thinking about the splatter. Well, you better be thinking about it now. Motherfucker, we gotta get this car off the road. Cops tend to notice shit like you're driving a car drenched in fucking blood. Can't we just take it to the friendly place? This is the valley, Vincent. Marcellus don't got no friendly places in the valley. Well, don't look at me. This is your town, Jules. Jules takes out a cellular phone and starts punching digits. Paula, welcome to the house. Paula, Bubbles, butterfly, and the soothing sound girl. Oh yeah, chica. Who you calling? A buddy of mine in Toluca Lake? Where's Toluca Lake? On the other side of the hill, by Burbank. If Jimmy's ass ain't home, I don't know what the fuck we're gonna do. I ain't got any other partners in 818. Jimmy? How you doing, man? It's Jules. Listen up, man. Me and my homeboy are in some serious shit. We're in a car, we gotta get off the road pronto. I need to use your garage for a couple of hours. Hey, Dagan. Dagan Hills. Welcome, buddy. Yeah, it looks like I'm on about page 99 of 126. I mean, I feel like we can get through it. You know, I get a lot of good replay value out of my streams.
UGP Vlogs. UGP Vlogs. Welcome to the house. Check. We're in the interior of Jimmy's bathroom in the day. Jules has been over a sink, washing his bloody hands while Vincent stands behind him. Jules says, "We gotta be real fucking delicate with this Jimmy situation. He's one remark away from kicking our asses out the door. If he kicks us out, what do? Well, we ain't leaving till we made a couple of phone calls. But I never wanted to reach that pitch. Jimmy's my friend, and you don't bust in your friend's house and start telling him what's what." Jules rises and dries his hands. Vincent takes his place at the sink. Just tell him I'm not to be abusive. He kind of freaked out back there when he saw Marvin. Put yourself in his position. It's 8 o'clock in the morning. He just woke up. He wasn't prepared for this shit. Don't forget who's doing who a favor. Vincent finishes, then dries his hands on a white towel. If the price of that favor is I gotta take shit, he can stick his favor straight up his ass. When Vincent has finished drying his hands, the towel is stained with red. Jules says, "What the fuck did you just do to his towel?" "I was just drying my hands." "You're supposed to wash them first." "You watched me wash them." "I watched you get them wet." "I washed them. Blood's real hard to get off. Maybe if I had some lava, I could have done a better job." "I used the same soap you did, and when I dried my hands, the towel didn't look like a fucking maxi pad. Look, fuck it. Alright, who cares? But it ain't shit like this that's gonna bring this situation to a boil. If he were to come in here and see that towel like that, I'm telling you, Vincent, you best be cool. Cause if I gotta get into it with Jimmy on account of you, look, I ain't threatening you. I respect you and all. Just don't put me in that position." "Jules, you asked me to be nice like that. No problem. He's your friend. I'll handle him. You'll handle him." We move to the interior of Jimmy's kitchen in the morning. 3 men are standing in Jimmy's kitchen, each with a mug of coffee. Jules, Vincent, and Jimmy Dimmick, a young man in his late 20s dressed in a bathrobe. Jules says, "God damn, Jimmy, this is some serious gourmet shit." Me and Vincent would have been satisfied with freeze-dried Taster's Choice. You spring this gourmet fucking shit on us? What flavor is this? Jimmy says, "Knock it off, Julie." "What?" "I'm not a corn on the cob, so you can just stop buttering me up. I don't need you to tell me how good my coffee is. I'm the one who buys it. I know how fucking good it is.
When Bonnie goes shopping, she buys shit. I buy the gourmet expensive stuff because when I drink it, I want to taste it. But what's on my mind at this moment isn't the coffee kitchen. It's the dead motherfucker in my garage. Jimmy, says Jules. I'm talking. Now let me ask you a question, Jules. When you drove in here, did you notice a sign out front that said, dead motherfucking storage? Jules starts to Jimmy him. Answer the question. Did you see a sign out in front of my house that said, dead motherfucking storage? No, man, I didn't. You know why you didn't see that sign? Why? Because storing dead motherfuckers ain't my fucking business. Jill starts to Jimmy him. I ain't through. Now you don't understand that if Bonnie comes home and finds a dead body in her house, I'm gonna get divorced. No marriage counselor, no trial separation, fucking divorced. And I don't want to get divorced. The last time me and Bonnie talked about this shit was gonna be the last time me and Bonnie talked about this shit. Now I want to help you out, Julie, I really do, but I ain't gonna lose my wife doing it. Jimmy, don't fucking Jimmy me, man. I can't be Jimmyed. There's nothing you can say that's gonna make me forget I love my wife. Now she's working the graveyard shift at the hospital. She'll be coming home in less than an hour and a half. Make your phone calls, talk to your people, then get the fuck out of my house. Jules said, that's all we want. We don't want to fuck your shit. We just need to call our people to bring us in. Then I suggest you get to it. Phone's in my bedroom. We moved to the interior of Marcellus Wallace's dining room in the morning. Marcellus Wallace sits at his dining table in a big comfy robe, eating his large breakfast while talking on the phone. Well, say she comes home. What do you think she'll do? No fucking shit.
You say that I'm psychotic, but then you like it like that. It's like every time the conversation changes and I want you right back, right back. You say that I'm hypnotic and that I caught you like that. It's like every time I walk into the room, you know you want what I have. Turn it on, turn it off. Can't tell if I love you right back. Moving in, moving on. Turn it on, turn
you a freak. That ain't no kind of answer. You know her, I don't. How bad, a lot or a little?
The interior of Jimmy's bedroom, morning. Jules paces around in Jimmy's bedroom on the phone. Jules says, "You got to appreciate what an explosive element this Bonnie situation is. If she comes home from a hard day's work and finds a bunch of gangsters doing a bunch of gangster shit in her kitchen, ain't no telling what she's about to do."
I've grasped that, Jules. All I'm doing is contemplating the ifs.
I don't want to hear about no motherfucking ifs. What if I want to hear your asses? You ain't got no problems, Jules. I'm on the motherfucker. Go back in there, chill them buzz out, and wait for the cavalry. We should be coming directly.
You ain't got no problem, Jules. I'm on the motherfucker. Go back in there, chill them homies out, and wait for the wolf. We should be coming directly.
You sending the wolf?
Feel better?
Shit, homie, that's all you had to say? The camera looks through the bedroom doorway of a hotel suite into the main area. We see a crap game being played on a fancy crap table by gamblers in tuxedos and lucky ladies in fancy evening gowns. The camera pans to the right, revealing, sitting on a bed, phone in hand with his back to us, the tuxedo-clad Winston Wolf, aka the Wolf. We also see the wolf has a small notepad that he jots details in. The wolf into the phone. Is she the hysterical type? When's she do? He jots down a note. Give me the principal's names again, and jots something else down. It says, Jules. We see his book. The page has written on it, 1265 Riverside Drive, Toluca Lake. One body, no head, bloody shot up car, Jules Black. The Wolf says, Vincent, Jimmy, Bonnie. He writes, Vincent, Dean Martin, Jimmy House, Bonnie at 9:30. The Wolf says, expect a call around 10:30. It's about 30 minutes away. I'll be there in 10. He hangs up. We never see his face. We cut to a title card over black. 9 minutes and 37 seconds later, as we cut to the exterior of Jimmy's street in the morning, a silver Porsche whips the corner leading to Jimmy's home in hyperdrive, easily doing 135 miles per hour. The Porsche stops on a dime in front of Jimmy's house. Check. Jimmy opens the door. We see standing in the doorway the tuxedo-clad man. He looks down to his notebook, then up at Jimmy. The Wolf says, You're Jimmy, right? This is your house? Yeah. I'm Winston Wolf. I solve problems. Good, 'cause we got one. So I heard. May I come in? Please do. In the dining room, Jules and Vincent stand up. The Wolf says, You must be Jules, which would make you Vincent. Let's get down to brass tacks, gentlemen. If I was informed correctly, the clock is ticking. Is that right, Jimmy? 100%. Your wife, Bonnie, comes at home at 9:30 in the a.m. Is that correct? Uh-huh. I was led to believe if she comes home and finds us here, she wouldn't appreciate it none too much. She wanted that. Well, that gives us 45 minutes to get the fuck out of Dodge, which, if you do what I say when I say it, should be plenty. Now you got a corpse in a car, minus a head, in a garage. Take me to it. The wolf examines the car. He studies the car in silence, opening the door, looking inside, circling it. Jimmy? Yes? Do me a favor, will you? Thought I smelled some coffee in there. Would you make me a cup? Sure, how do you take it? Lots of cream, lots of sugar. About the car, is there anything I need to know? Does it stall? Does it make a lot of noise? Does it smoke? Is there gas in it? Anything? Aside from how it looks, the car's cool. Positive. Don't get me on the road and I'll find out the brake lights don't work. Hey man, as far as I know, the motherfucker's tip top. Good enough. Let's go back to the kitchen. Jimmy hands the wolf a cup of coffee. The wolf says, "Thank you, Jimmy." He takes a sip, then, pacing as he thinks, lays out for the three men the plan of action. Okay, first thing, you two, meaning Jules and Vincent, take the body, stick it in the trunk. Now, Jimmy, this looks to be a pretty domesticated house. That would lead me to believe that in the garage or under the sink, you got a bunch of cleaners and shit like that. Am I correct? Yeah, exactly, under the sink. Good. What I need for you two fellas to do is take those cleaning products and clean the inside of the car. And I'm talking fast. You need to go in the back seat, scoop up all those little pieces of brain and skull, get out of there, wipe down the upholstery. Now when it comes to upholstery, it don't need to be spick and span. You don't need to eat off it. Give it a good once over. What you need to take care of are the really messy parts. The pools of blood that have collected. You gotta soak that shit up. But the windows are a different story. Them be really clean. Get the Windex, do a good job. Now Jimmy, we need to raid your linen closet. I need blankets. I need comforters. I need quilts. I need bedspreads. The thicker the better. The darker the better. No whites, can't use them. We need to camouflage the interior of the car. We're going to line the front seat and the back seat and the floorboards with quilts and blankets. If a cop stops us and starts sticking his big snout in the car, the subterfuge won't last. But at a glance, the car will appear to be normal. Jimmy, lead the way, boys. Get to work. The wolf and Jimmy turn, heading for the bedroom, leaving Vincent and Jill standing in the kitchen. Vincent calling after him. A please would be nice. The wolf stops and turns around. Come again? I said a please would be nice. The
wolf takes a step toward him. Set it straight, Buster. I'm not here to say please. I'm here to tell you what to do. And if self-preservation is an instinct you possess, you better fucking do it and do it quick. I'm here to help. If my help's not appreciated, lots of luck, gentlemen. It ain't that way, Mr. Wolf. Your help is definitely appreciated. I don't mean any disrespect. I just don't like people barking orders at me. If I'm curt with you, it's because time is a factor. I think fast, I talk fast, and I need you guys to act fast if you want to get out of this. So pretty please, with sugar on top, clean the fucking car. Check. Check. So Jimmy's gathering all the bedspreads, quilts, and linens he has. The wolf is on the phone. The wolf into the phone. It's a 1974 Chevy Nova. White. Nothing except for the mess inside. About 20 minutes. Nobody who'll be missed. You're a good man, Joe. See you soon. He looks at Jimmy. How we coming, Jimmy? Jimmy comes over with a handful of linen. Mr. Wolf, you gotta understand something. Winston, Jimmy, please, Winston. You gotta understand something, Winston. I want to help you guys out and all, but that's my best linen. It was a wedding present from my Uncle Conrad and Aunt Jenny, and they ain't with us anymore. Let me ask you a question, if you don't mind. Sure. Were your Uncle Conrad and Aunt Jenny millionaires? No. Well,
Your Uncle Marcellus is. And I'm positive if Uncle Conrad and Aunt Jenny were millionaires, they would have furnished you with a whole bedroom set, which your Uncle Marcellus is more than happy to do. He takes out a roll of bills. I like oak myself. That's what's in my bedroom. How about you, Jimmy? You an oak man? Oak's nice. Both Jules and Vincent are inside the car cleaning it up. Vincent is, in fact, in the front seat washing windows, while Jules is in the back seat picking up little pieces of skull and gobs of brain. Both are twice as bloody as they were before. Jules says, I will never forgive your ass for this shit. This is some fucked up, repugnant shit. Did you ever hear the philosophy that once a man admits he's wrong, he's immediately forgiven for all wrongdoing? Said Vincent. Jules replies, man, we gotta get out of my face with that shit. The motherfucker who said that never had to pick up itty bitty pieces of skull with his fingers on account of your dumb ass. Vincent says, I got a threshold, Jules. I got a threshold for the abuse I'll take. And you're crossing it. I'm a race car and you got me in the red. Red line 7000. That's where you are. Just know it's fucking dangerous to be driving a race car when it's in the red. It could blow. You getting ready to blow? I'm a mushroom cloud laying motherfucker. Every time my fingers touch brain, I'm a superfly TNT. I'm the guns of Navarone. I'm what Jimmy Walker used to talk about. In fact, what the fuck am I doing in the back? You're the motherfucker should be on the brain detail. We trading, I'm washing windows, and you picking up this and this skull, man. Vincent and Jules stand aside. Their clothes are literally a bloody mess. The wolf says, fine job, gentlemen. We may get out of this yet. Jimmy says, I can't believe that. That same car. The wolf says, well, let's not start sucking each other's dicks quite yet. Phase 1 is complete. Clean the car. Which moves us right along to phase 2. Clean you two. Jules and Vincent stand side by side in their black suits, covered in blood, in Jimmy's backyard. Jimmy holds a plastic hefty trash bag while the wolf holds a garden hose with one of those gun nozzles attached. The wolf says, strip down, boys. All the way, said Vincent. To your bare ass. As they follow directions, the wolf enjoys a smoke. Quickly, gentlemen, we got about 15 minutes before Jimmy's better half comes pulling into the driveway. Jules says, this morning air is some chilly shit. Vincent says, are you sure this is absolutely necessary? The wolf says, you know what you two look like. What? Like a couple of guys who just blew off somebody's head. Yes, stripping off those bloody rags is absolutely necessary. Toss the clothes in Jim's garbage bag. Now, Jimmy, said Jules, don't do nothing stupid like putting that out in front of your house for Elmo the garbage man to take away. The wolf says, don't worry, we're taking it with us, Jim, the soap. He hands the now naked man a bar of soap. Okay, gentlemen, you're both been to county before, I'm sure. Here it comes. In their t-shirts and swim trunks, they look like a million miles away from the black-suited badasses we first met. The wolf says, perfect. We couldn't have planned this better. You guys look like, what do they look like, Jimmy? Dorks. They look like a couple of dorks. The wolf and Jimmy laugh. Gentlemen, let's get our rules of the road straight. We're going to a place called Monster Joe's Truck and Tow. Monster Joe and his daughters, Raquel, are sympathetic to our dilemma. The place is North Hollywood, so a few twists and turns aside, we'll be going up Hollywood Way. Now I'll drive the tainted car. Jules, you ride with me. Vincent, you follow in my Porsche. Now, if we cross the path of any John Q. laws, nobody does a fucking thing till I do something. Jules, what did I say? Don't do shit unless what? Unless you do it first. Spoken like a true prodigy. To Vincent, how about you, Lash LaRue? Can you keep your spurs from jingling and jangling? I'm cool, Mr. Wolf. My gun just went off. I don't know. Fair enough. He throws Vince his car keys. I drive real fucking fast, so keep up. If I get my car back any different than I gave it, Monster Joe's going to be disposing of 2 bodies. Jules and Vincent wait by Winston's Porsche. Jules says, we cool? Winston says, like it never happened. Jules and Vincent bump fists. Winston says, boys, this is Raquel. Someday all this will be hers. Raquel says, if they ever do, I spy the motion picture. You guys, I'd be great. What's with the outfits? You guys going to a volleyball game? Winston laughs. The boys groan. Winston, I'm taking the lady out to breakfast. Maybe I can drop you 2 off. Where do you live? Vincent says, Redondo Beach. Jill says, Inglewood. Winston grabs Jill's wrist and pantomimes like he's in a dead zone trance. Winston says painfully, it's your future, I see. A cab ride. Sorry, guys. Move out of the sticks. Say goodbye, Raquel. Goodbye, Raquel. Winston says, I'll see you 2 around and stay out of trouble, you crazy kids. Winston turns to leave. Jill says, Mr. Wolf. He turns around. It was a pleasure watching you work. The wolf smiles. Winston says, call me Winston. He turns and banters with Raquel as they get in the Porsche. Winston, you hear that, young lady? Respect. You could learn a lot from those 2 fine specimens. Respect for one's elders shows character. I have character. Just because you are a character doesn't mean you have character. Oh, you're so funny. Oh, you're so funny. The Porsche shoots off down the road. The 2 men left alone look at each other.
Jules says, "Want to share a cab?" Vincent says, "You know I could go on some breakfast." "You want to have breakfast with me?" "Sure." Jules and Vincent sit at a booth in a coffee shop. In front of Vincent is a big stack of pancakes and sausages, which he eats with gusto. Jules, on the other hand, just has a cup of coffee and a muffin. He seems far away in thought. The waitress pours a refill for both men. Farmstead Smith, welcome to the house. Finley River Kennels. Vincent says, "Thanks a bunch. Want a sausage?" "Nah, I don't eat pork." "Are you Jewish?" "I ain't Jewish, man. I just don't dig on swine." "Why not?" "They're filthy animals. I don't eat filthy animals." "Sausages taste good. Pork chops taste good." "A sewer rat may taste like pumpkin pie. I'll never know, because even if I did, I wouldn't eat the filthy motherfucker. Pigs and sleeping rootin' shit. That's a filthy animal. I don't want to eat nothing that ain't got enough sense to disregard its own feces." "How about dogs? Dogs eat their own feces." "I don't eat dog either." "Yes, but you consider a dog to be a filthy animal." "I wouldn't go as far to call a dog a filthy animal, but they're definitely dirty. But a dog's got personality, and personality goes a long way." So that by that rationale, if a pig had a better personality, he ceased to be a filthy animal? We'd have to talk about that. Fucking pig. It'd have to be the Cary Grant of pigs. The two men laugh. Vincent says, "Good for you. Lighten up a little. You've been sitting there all quiet." "I just been sitting here thinking." "About what?" "The miracle we witnessed." "The miracle you witnessed? I witnessed a freak occurrence." "Do you know that a miracle is what a miracle is?" "An act of God." "What's an act of God?" "I guess it's when God makes the impossible possible. And I'm sorry, Jules, but I don't think what happened this morning qualifies." "Don't you see, Vince? That shit don't matter. You're judging this thing the wrong way. It's not about what. It could be God stopped the bullets. He changed Coke into Pepsi. He found my fucking car keys. You don't judge shit like this based on merit. Whether or not we experience wasn't according to Hoyle, a miracle is insignificant. What is significant is I felt God's touch. God got involved. But why? That's what I'm fucking with me. That's what's fucking with me, man. I just don't know why. But I can't go back to sleep." "So you're serious? You really gonna quit?" "Life, most definitely." Vincent takes a bite of food. Jules takes a sip of coffee. In the background, we see a patron call the waitress. "Garçon, coffee."
We recognize the patron to be Pumpkin from the first scene of Pumpkin and Honey Bunny. Vincent says, so if you're quitting the life, what'll you do? That's what I've been sitting here contemplating, Vince. First, I'm going to deliver this case to Marcellus. Then, basically, I'm going to walk the earth. What do you mean, walk the earth? You know, like Kane and Kung Fu. Just walk from town to town, meet people, get in adventures. How long do you intend to walk the earth? Until God puts me where he wants me to be. What if he never does? If it takes forever, I'll wait forever. So you decided to be a bum. I'll just be Jules, Vincent, no more, no less. No, Jules, you're gonna be like those pieces of shit out there who beg for change. They walk around like a bunch of fucking zombies. They sleep in the garage bins. They eat what I throw away, and dogs piss on them. They got a word for them. They're called bums. And without a job, residence, or legal tender, that's what you're gonna be, a fucking bum. Look, my friend, this is just where me and you differ. What happened was peculiar, no doubt about it, but it wasn't water into wine. All shapes and sizes, Vince. Vincent says, stop fucking talking like that. If you find my answers frightening, Vincent, you should cease asking scary questions. I gotta take a shit. To be continued, said Vincent. Vincent exits for the restroom. Jules, alone, takes a mouthful of muffin, then Pumpkin and Honey Bunny rise with guns raised. Pumpkin.
Everybody be cool. This is a robbery.
Any one of you fucking pricks move, I'll execute every one of you motherfuckers. Let's try that again. I had that backwards. Pumpkin. Everybody be cool. This is a robbery.
Any one of you fucking pricks move and I'll execute every one of you motherfuckers. Got that?
Jules looks up, not believing what he's seeing. Under the table, Jules' hand goes to his .45 automatic. He pulls it out, cocking it. Pumpkin. Customers stay seated, waitresses on the floor. Honey Bunny.
Now, me fucking now. Do it now. Do it or fucking die.
Like lightning, Pumpkin moves over to the kitchen, while Honey Bunny screams out threats to the patrons, keeping them terrified. You in the kitchen, get out of here. 3 cooks and 2 busboys come out of the kitchen. On the floor, I'll cock your ass. They comprehend. The portly manager speaks up.
I'm the manager here. There's no problem at all.
Pumpkin head his way. You gonna give me a problem? He reaches him and sticks the barrel of the gun hard in the manager's neck. Pumpkin says, what? You said you gonna give me a problem? No, I'm not. I'm not gonna give you any problems. I don't know, honey bunny. He looks like the hero type to me.
Don't take any chances. Execute him.
The patron screamed. Jules watches all this silently, his hand tightly gripping the .45 automatic on the table. The manager says, "Please don't. I'm not a hero. I'm just a coffee shop manager. I'll take anything you want." Tell everyone to cooperate and it'll be all over. And everybody just stay calm and cooperate with them. It'll be all over soon. Well done. Now get your fucking ass on the ground. Vincent, on the toilet, oblivious to the pandemonium outside, reads his Modesty Blaze book. The cash register drawer opens. Pumpkin stuffs the money from the till in his pocket, then walks from behind the counter with a trash bag in his hand. Okay, people, I'm going to go around and collect your wallets. Don't talk, just toss them in the bag. We clear? Pumpkin goes around collecting wallets. Jules sits with his .45 ready to spit under the table. Pumpkin sees Jules sitting in his booth, holding his wallet, briefcase next to him. Pumpkin crosses to him, his tone more respectful, his manner more on guard. Pumpkin says, "In the bag." Jules drops his wallet in the bag. Using his gun as a pointer, Pumpkin points to the briefcase. "What's in that?" Jules says, "My boss's dirty laundry." "You boss make you do the laundry?" "When he wants it clean." "Sounds like a shit job." "Funny, I've been thinking the same thing." "Open it up." Jules' free hand lays palm flat on the briefcase. "Afraid I can't do that." Pumpkin is definitely surprised by his answer. He aims the gun right in the middle of Jules' face and pulls back the hammer. "I didn't hear you right." "Yeah, he did." This exchange has been kind of quiet. Not everybody heard it, but Honey Bunny senses something's wrong. "Honey Bunny, what's going on?" "Looks like we got a vigilante in our midst."
Shoot him in the face.
Jules says, "I don't mean to shatter your ego, but this ain't the first time I've had a gun pointed at me. You don't open up that case, it's gonna be the last." The manager on the ground. "Quit causing problems, you'll get us all killed. Give them what you got and get them out of here." Jules says, "Keep your fucking mouth closed, fat man.
This ain't over in your goddamn business. Pumpkin says, I'm counting to 3, and if your hand ain't off that case, I'm gonna unload right in your fucking face. Clear? 1, 2, 3. You win. Jules raises his hand off the briefcase. It's all yours, Ringo. Pumpkin, open it. Jules flips the lock and opens the case, revealing it to Pumpkin, but not to us. The same light shines from the case. Pumpkin's expression goes to amazement. Honey Bunny, across the room, can't see shit. She says,
What is it? What is it?
Pumpkin says softly, Is that what I think it is? Jules nods his head, yes. Pumpkin says, It's beautiful. Jules nods his head, yes. Honey Bunny says,
God damn it, what is it?
Jules slams the case closed, then sits back, as if offering the case to Pumpkin. Pumpkin, one big smile, bends over to pick up the case. Like a rattlesnake, Jules' free hand grabs the wrist of Pumpkin's gun hand, slamming it on the table. His other hand comes from under the table and sticks the barrel of his .45 hand under Pumpkin's chin. Honey Bunny freaks out, waving his gun in Jules' direction.
Oh, Honey Bunny, let him go, let him go. I'll blow your fucking head off. I'll kill you. I'll kill you. You're gonna die. You're gonna fucking die.
Jules to Pumpkin, tell that bitch to be cool. Say, bitch, be cool. Say, bitch, be cool. Pumpkin, chill out, honey.
Let him go.
Tell her it's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay. Promise her. I promise. Tell her to chill. Just chill out. What's her name? Yolanda. Whenever Jules talks to Yolanda, he never looks at her, only at Pumpkin. Jules to Yolanda. So we cool, Yolanda? We ain't gonna do anything stupid, are we?
Don't you hurt him.
Nobody's gonna hurt anybody. We're gonna be Fonzies. And what Fonzie like? No answer. Come on, Yolanda, what's Fonzie like? He's cool. Correctamundo. And that's what we're gonna be. We're gonna be cool. Now, Ringo, I'm gonna count to 3, and I want you to let go of your gun and lay your palms flat on the table. But when you do it cool. Ready? Pumpkin looks at him. Jill says, 1, 2, 3. Pumpkin lets go of his gun and places both hands on the table. Yolanda can't stand it anymore.
Okay, now let him go.
Yolanda, I thought you were going to be cool. When you yell at me, it makes me nervous. When I get nervous, I get scared. And when motherfuckers get scared, that's when motherfuckers get accidentally shot.
Just know you hurt him, you die.
That seems to be the situation. Now, I don't want that, and you don't want that, and Ringo here don't want that. So let's see what we can do. Now, this is the situation. Normally, both your asses would be dead as fucking fried chicken. But you happen to pull this shit while I'm in a transitional period. I don't want to kill you. I want to help you. But I'm afraid I can't give you the case. It don't belong to me. Besides, I went through too much shit this morning on account of the case to just hand it over to your ass. Vincent off screen says, "What the fuck's going on out here?" Yolanda whips her gun toward the stranger. Vincent, by the bathroom, has his gun out, dead aimed at Yolanda. And Jill says, "It's cool, Vincent. It's cool. Don't do a goddamn thing. Yolanda, it's cool, baby. Nothing's changed. We're still just talking." To Pumpkin, "Tell her we're still cool." "It's cool, honey bunny. We're still cool." Vincent, gun raised. "What the hell's going on, Jules?" "Nothing I can't handle. I want you to just hang back and don't do shit unless it's absolutely necessary." Check. "Yolanda, how we doing, baby?"
I gotta go pee. I wanna go home.
"Just hang in there, baby. You're doing great. Ringo's proud of you and so am I. It's almost over. Now I want you to go in that bag and find my wallet." Pumpkin says, "Which one is it?" "It's the one that says bad motherfucker on it." Pumpkin looks in the bag and sure enough, there's a wallet with bad motherfucker embroidered on it. "That's my bad motherfucker. Now open it up and take out the cash. How much is there?" About $1,500, it looks like." "Put it in your pocket. It's yours." Now with the rest of them wallets and the register, that makes this a pretty successful little score. Vincent says, "Jules, if you give this Nimrod $1,500, I'm going to shoot him on general principle." "You ain't going to do a goddamn thing. Now hang back and shut the fuck up. Besides, I ain't giving it to him. I'm buying something for my money. Want to know what I'm buying, Ringo?" "What?" "Your life. I'm giving you that money so I don't have to kill your ass. You read the Bible?" "Not regularly." "There's a passage, I got it memorized. Ezekiel 25:17. The path of the righteous man is beset on all sides by the iniquities of the selfish and the tyranny of evil men. Blessed is he who, in the name of charity and goodwill, shepherds the weak through the valley of the darkness. For he is truly his brother's keeper and the finder of lost children. And I will strike down upon thee with great vengeance and furious anger those who attempt to poison and destroy my brothers. And you will know I am the Lord when I lay my vengeance upon you." I've been saying that shit for years. And if you ever heard it, it meant your ass. I never really questioned what it meant. I thought it was just a cold-blooded thing to say to a motherfucker before you popped a cap in his ass. But I saw some shit this morning made me think twice. Now I'm thinking, it could mean you're the evil man, and I'm the righteous man. And Mr. 45 here, he's the shepherd protecting my righteous ass in the valley of darkness. Or it could be
But you're the righteous man and I'm the shepherd, and it's the world that's evil and selfish. I like that. That shit ain't the truth. The truth is you're the weak, and I'm the tyranny of evil men. But I'm trying real hard to be a shepherd. Jules lowers his gun, laying it on the table. Pumpkin looks at him, to the money in his hand, then to Yolanda. She looks back. Grabbing the trash bag full of wallets, the two run out the door. Jules, who never risen from his seat the whole time, takes a sip of coffee and says to himself, "It's cold." He pushes it aside. Vincent appears next to Jules. "I think we ought to leave now." "That's probably a good idea." Vincent throws some money on the table and Jules grabs the briefcase. Then, to the amazement of the patrons, the waitresses, the cooks, the busboys, and the manager, these two badass dudes wearing UC Santa Cruz and I'm with stupid t-shirts, swim trunks, thongs, and packing .45 automatics walk out the coffee shop together without saying a word. Fade out. The end. Whoosh. All I can say is whoosh. Thank you guys for coming out tonight, hanging in there with me. Tarantino's Pulp Fiction.
I can feel the blood creeping up from the heathens. Got will, got fight, got pride, got reason. If they wanna go eat, then you know I'm gon' feed them. If you're coming for me, hope you're ready for a demon. I got eyes in the back of my head, I'm seeing. Take me for granted and you know I'm leaving. I'ma take what's mine with the webs I'm weaving. I could take this crowd from seeing to believing. Got a taste for blood and my tongue keeps bleeding. From the words I spit, so sharp, so freezing. So cold, behold, frostbite they feeling. I could tear you apart or I could go heal them. Don't believe in fate, don't believe in ceilings. I just need a taste and my mind starts peeling. I don't pace myself, I grind on kneeling. Got lust for change, I just love the feeling. I ain't gonna give up. Got too little time, I'ma live up. Head down, push forward through the tough times. Cause anything worth doing is a tough climb. I ain't gonna give up. Got too little time, I'ma live up. Head down, push forward through the tough times. Cause anything worth doing is a tough climb. Cause I'ma live life for the fight, yeah, I'm here to get it. I got drive, got sight, always have a vision. I go by at night, I be in my feelings. I'ma be fine, need time, and I'll soon be winning. I live life for the fight, yeah, I'm here to get it. I got drive, got sight, always have a vision. I go by at night, I be in my feelings. I'ma be fine, need time, and I'll soon be winning. I can feel the blood creeping up from the heathens. Got will, got fight, got pride, got reason. If they wanna go eat, then you know I'm gon' feed them. If you're coming for me, hope you're ready for a demon.
so clear. I feel the end and it's near. The day of reckoning's here. The sound of deafening fear. My energy is next level, so damn you better be careful. I got an angel and devil, he snaps me straight in the temple. I'm ready to be a rebel, I've got a lot of potential hidden inside of this vessel. That shit is so exponential. I need a first class ticket to the top, no limit. I don't play no gimmicks, I'ma take you to the clinic. If you want a taste, come at me and you will be replaced. They won't find a trace of you anywhere or any place. So if you try, you just